My mother didn't ask me not to come as she issued a tidy little cancellation. "It's too chaotic this year. Let's skip you coming," she said, light and clinical, like moving an appointment. I said okay. She hung up. That was the entire value of me and my kid's own clipped sentence. Hours later a ping lit my screen. A birthday video already on Facebook. I tapped it. There was the long dining table gleaming under the chandelier. Gold-grimmed plates. The good linen. Lemon cake her favorite thick with candles. My sister laughing. Her ex, yes, the one my mom once swore made her cry. Leaning in like he belonged, their baby strapped in a high chair. The neighbors' teenagers. Even the girl who once cracked my dad's car with a basketball and got herself exiled from our driveway for 2 years. A retired coworker I hadn't seen in a decade. Everyone was there except me. Except my children who had spent the afternoon glittering construction paper. My son asked when we were leaving for Grandma's. My daughter held up the paper crown she'd made Queen Grandma spelled in lumpy gold glue and asked if I thought Grandma would wear it the whole night. I told them we weren't going. Their faces folded. They love my parents in a way that ignores evidence. My parents, in return, tolerate them, polite smiles, brisk visits, never an overnight. I am still on silent probation for being a single mother as though I orchestrated being abandoned. He left. He lives in another state. He calls every night, pays the health insurance, ships gifts with handwritten notes. He keeps his promises to them apparently that, in my mother's metric, proves my inadequacy. This year I had tried to buy my way back into visibility. Since March I'd been building a fund for her gift. A matched gold set necklace, bracelet, earrings, $7,800. I bled for it in quiet ways. No coffee runs. No new clothes. Clipped coupons. Rotated 2 sweaters. Kept the boots with the split sole through late rains. I never touched the kids' savings. I decided if I placed something undeniably valuable in her hands, maybe she'd actually look at mine. The day before her birthday, nothing. No confirmation, no, "We'll miss you, just vacuum." That night, the video. The flower arrangement I'd had delivered sat exiled at the far end of the table, me sealed card still tucked upright, unread, unneeded, ornamental. I didn't cry. I went still. After bedtime I pulled every wrapped gift from the closet, hers, my dad's, my sister's babies. I slit paper, removed bows, lined everything on the table under the kitchen light like evidence. Took a single, clean photo. Dropped it in the family group chat. Texted, "Returning these today." 40 minutes later the front door rattled under my dad's fist. "Are you out of your mind?" He barked the second I opened it. He shouldered past me and stopped at the layout like I'd desecrated an altar. He didn't ask about the kids blinking from the stairs. Didn't ask how I knew. No apology. Only, "You don't embarrass the family like this." I said, "You invited half the neighborhood and left us out." His expression barely creased. "We needed things quiet this year. With your sister visiting." Then he walked out. That was the entire explanation for erasing me and 2 grandchildren. At 10:05 the next morning I handed the jeweler the unopened gold set. I didn't argue over fees. "Restock it," I said. Something decisive, protective, cold slid into place inside me and latched. "It is not released." I assumed the routine freeze-out would follow muted chats, rewritten narrative, me labeled dramatic. Instead I got a pure blank, no calls, no texts. Not even the perfunctory misunderstanding script from my sister. 2 days later my mother posted a porch photo, sunny mugs, matching lean Jin pose. Caption, "So grateful to have my baby home for a while." For a while. That phrase snagged. My sister allegedly lives across the country inside a rotating resume, tech marketing, real estate, consulting, whatever flatters parental storytelling that week. Usually the backgrounds of her posts are designer airports or minimalist rentals with curated candles. In this photo she wore the same hoodie from the cake video. Hair scraped back. No makeup. Drained. I would have scrolled past except my phone lit with Aunt Leela across the screen. And that's where everything started to shift. Aunt Lila never calls unless someone's dying or drunk, so when her name lit my screen I already felt the floor shift. She opened with, "Do you know your sister's been at your parents' house over a month?" Then, like she was dropping a match, she added that she'd seen her at a grocery store 2 towns over paying with WIC vouchers. I said nothing. Just filed it. A week later came confirmation. Mom let it slip on the phone with Lila, who of course relayed it to me within minutes. My sister lost her job 6 months ago. Burned through savings trying to prop up the image. Sold off her furniture before flying home, arriving with 2 suitcases and a script that didn't survive contact with reality. My parents sealed the story, curated the illusion. She was visiting, still golden, still successful. Meanwhile she'd been living in the bedroom that used to be mine. They're covering her car insurance. Paying her phone. Calling it temporary like repetition makes it true. Still not a syllable to me. No apology for the party. No explanation to two grandkids erased from a table. That weekend my dad finally messaged, "Can we talk?" I ignored it. 3 hours later Mom weighed in, "Your sister's going through something. It's been very hard on all of us. We need to talk." Not a word about what they'd done to the kids. Just a summons. I let it sit. 3 days later my sister texted wanting to clear the air. I asked, "Why now?" She answered, "They think you might be willing to help." There it was, need, naked and transactional-shaped. No sorry. Just desperate. I waited 2 more days. A follow-up. A voice note I never opened. Another message. "I didn't know they weren't inviting you." I swear. Maybe she didn't at first. She definitely did once plates were being passed and my chair stayed empty. I wrote, "What is it that they want?" She shot back, "I think they want you to help me. Financially." No soft landing. I almost laughed. They wanted money from the daughter they sidelined, whose children weren't quiet enough for cake. I didn't answer her. Instead I texted my mother, "We could talk in person." Immediate reply, effusive relief. "Thank God. Your dad and I were hoping we could all move past this." They'd be over that weekend. I said I'd cook. They arrived like a delegation. Mom with a pie, Dad with his portable righteousness. "Hi kids," airy, weightless. My daughter latched onto my hip. My son kept his gaze buried in his tablet like a shield. We made shallow weather talk through lunch until Mom's rehearsed sigh cued the agenda. "You know your sister's situation. She's had a rough time. It's not her fault the company downsized. We were hoping you could maybe help her get back on her feet." I nodded as if considering philanthropy and said, "Sure. I'll help her find a job." Blink. Recalibration. "Well, yes, but we meant maybe something more immediate. Like rent. Groceries. Or getting her car back in shape." I smiled. Helping her find a job is immediate. Dad's voice clipped in. "She's not used to working that kind of job. She needs something that matches her background." I said, "She can match whatever she's got left." Silence settled. Mom's eyes started inventorying my living room, the new couch, the upgraded kitchen tile, quiet math equating my work with her entitlement. Then she delivered the bluff. "If you're going to be like this, we'll just have to get by without your help." I stood, lifted the pie, and lowered it gentle, deliberate into the trash. "Hey," I said evenly. They left without another word. That night I emailed a staffing friend, candidate, college degree, employment gaps, needs any stable placement, customer service, admin, reception, retail. 2 weeks later my sister started an entry-level, on-site position. No remote privilege, no curated backdrop. I didn't tell my parents I'd engineered it. They chalked it up to luck until Mom called. "You really aren't going to help us, are you? You mean money? Anything. Number." 2 days later a real letter arrived, paper, envelope, postage, like they wanted the performance of permanence. They were disowning me. I was cruel. I set the letter down. Felt. Nothing but a clean line drawing itself where the old frayed rope had been. The letter said I'd abandoned family when they needed me most. That line jogged a detail they apparently thought I'd forgotten, the Lexus. 18 months earlier my dad's truck died and he called me in a panic, just short-term help. My husband and I weren't officially divorced yet. He was feeling generous and signed off on me co-signing a loan so I could get my parents something reliable, something that wouldn't strand Mom on the way to book club. We bought them a Lexus, one owner, under 20,000 miles. Dad cried when I handed him the keys. Mom told everyone I had finally done something right. They never made a single payment. Title remained in my name. Dad never asked to transfer it, just assumed I would. So when the disowning letter arrived I didn't cry. I laughed and called the lender. Confirmed, I was sole owner. I waited. Let Mom post a photo of my sister posing beside the car like she was headed to brunch. Screenshot. Sent it to my lawyer. 2 weeks later they were served with a repossession notice in front of neighbors, which wasn't planned but felt clean. Mom called first time in weeks screaming, "How could I do this? You disowned me," I said. "The car goes with me." Click. I didn't expect what came next. A week after the pickup my sister arrived at my door with a suit, casino rage, no tears. I asked what she was doing. "I quit the job," she said, then looked me dead in the eye. "I want to stay here. I want to start over." I laughed. 2 kids, no spare room. I can sleep on the floor. Then the reveal, she was pregnant. Not her ex. Wouldn't name the father. Mom didn't know. Dad definitely didn't. They'll throw me out. I know it. I believed her. For the first time in years she wasn't golden. She was scared. That complicated everything. She slept on the couch, no promises either direction. I gave her a blanket, a pillow, a towel. She asked for nothing else. My daughter whispered, "Why is Auntie sleeping in the living room?" I said she needed a place to rest. By the third night my sister was helping with homework, unloading the dishwasher, not performatively, just doing it. She spoke in small ration pieces, cravings, back pain, regrets. I didn't press about the father, I didn't care. Meanwhile, the performance at my parents' house escalated. First they posted old photos of her polished and employable. Then came long self-pity posts about grieving a daughter who turned away, and praying for healing in our broken family, styling themselves as disaster survivors. Mom even listed the Lexus among their losses. They called relatives, friends, church people, spinning a story. I'd changed, grown bitter, stolen the car. Aunt Leela called asking why. I sent her the title file. Silence. Then the doorbell. Mom. She looked through me. I'm here to see my daughter. Not you. The real one. My sister froze in the kitchen over a bowl of cereal and whispered, "Don't let her in." I didn't. Mom said, "You're making a mistake, this is family." I said, "You disowned me. You can't walk that back now." She left. Next day my sister got a call. Dad, angry, she'd betrayed them, was ungrateful, needed to come home, they'd forgive her if she fixed things with me. She hung up and said, "They're not scared I left. They're scared I told you everything." I nodded. Then, "I want to keep the baby but I can't do this alone." I didn't answer right away. That night she asked if I hated her. "Not anymore," I said. "But I don't trust you yet." "That's fair," she said. She meant it. Next morning an alert, Mom's new post, blurry shot of her beside an old pickup on a dealership lot. Caption, "New beginnings." I stared at it and felt the shape of an ending starting to form. I would write, not react to. A family friend commented under Mom's new beginnings post, "What happened to the Lexus?" Mom replied, "Ask Grace." So I did publicly. I wrote, "Sold it. Paid off the loan. Used the rest for my kids." No reply, but she saw it. The Lexus moved fast. Low miles, clean title, plenty of interest. A man from 2 towns overpaid in full and drove off grinning like he'd won a raffle. I watched from the window, no smile, no sadness, just still. Part of the money cleared the loan, the rest split into savings, the kids' college fund, and a small envelope I labeled whatever comes next. My sister remained on the couch. Picked up a part-time job at a baby store, minimum wage, folding onesies, stocking pacifiers, sweeping aisles. Not glamorous, never late. Complaints stopped. We didn't rake the past. No ex talk, no father talk. We moved through meals, errands, kids shows played too loud. Silence shifted from weapon to consent. My parents started staging accidental sightings, kids' soccer field, my grocery store aisle, saying nothing, just orbiting. Then the packages resumed, addressed to the kids, gift cards, a doll, a science kit signed, "Love Grandma and Grandpa." No return address. No message for me. My son asked if we could visit. "We'll see," I said. The worst was a typed letter from Mom. She was sorry for how things turned out, not for the dinner, the exclusion, the porch yelling, just the fallout. They wanted to clear the air, start over, they missed their family. My sister read it and handed it back. "They think I'm your ticket." She wasn't wrong, I wasn't going backward. I wrote one final letter, no curses, no accusations. "I'm glad you love your version of family. I'm building mine. It won't include people who treat my children as footnotes. Explain that however you want. I'm done explaining myself." Then I blocked them everywhere, phone, socials, the lot. That night my daughter crawled into my lap. "Grandma forgot about us, didn't she?" "No," I said. "She just didn't know how to treat you right." She nodded, understanding more than she should. We never saw the pickup again. Mom stopped posting. Dad reportedly told people I'd ruined their life. Something shifted, people stopped buying it. Relatives reached out quietly, apologizing, admitting they never asked questions. I didn't need their sympathy, only peace. And that's what I kept. No doorbells, no bargaining, no theater. Just me, my kids, my sister, an improvised family not built on shame, but on daily, unperformed effort. 2 weeks after the cutoff I thought that was the epilogue. STD evenings, routine. Then a Wednesday knock at 9 p.m., not my parents. The wife of the man who bought the Lexus. She looked uneasy, said her husband had started finding notes on the windshield. At work, at the grocery store, at school pickup. "You don't deserve that car. That's not yours. This was a gift and you stole it." All unsigned. She asked whether anyone might have a problem with the sale. "Yes," I said. "But I don't think it will happen again." She believed me, and it hasn't happened again. 2 days later my sister got a call from an old friend, Mom has been telling people she was lured away by me, pregnant with some stranger's baby, that I'm manipulating her for revenge. Classic projection. Maybe it would have stung a month earlier. Now it was noise. Because reality lived on my couch. Still working, still pregnant, still present. This morning she told me she's saving for a twin mattress so she can turn the laundry room into a corner of her own and give the kids their living room back. Small, real. No staging. No performance. I don't know whether my parents will tire out or escalate. I don't really care. People who matter are seeing it now. A few delivered genuine apology, soft, overdue, honest. I don't know what's next. Maybe another attempt. Maybe total fade out. For now the air is cleaner. The kids laugh louder. My sister tries. I'm done spending energy wishing people would love us correctly. We're supplying that ourselves. So thank you. To the ones who reached out, who watched quietly, who sent support or just listened. I don't know if there will be more updates. If there are, I'll share. For now, we're okay. We really are.